Has to get his wheelies in.
You could ride it, it's alright.
Yeah, it's safe?
Yeah, it's
okay. Thank you. What a great man, testing my stuff out for me.
Alright. Let me get my helmet on. We'll go to the top over there. Make some passes.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it now. Do.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Before we get things started, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the build for those who are just watching and for those who just need a little freshen up. It all started with a 2007 KTM 65. So I got this dirt bike. I build parts for pit bikes and whatnot, so I ended up selling a lot of parts from that dirt bike, and I was just left with a frame and the engine. And I was like, dang, what am I going to do with this engine? And one of the builds I always dreamed of doing was putting a dirt bike motor in a beach cruiser, just a bicycle in general. So I realized my parents had this old Huffy in the backyard, dug it out, made sure it was in good shape, got the motor, cleaned up the motor, and then I just placed it right here in the middle, and I realized, man, this might work. So I started getting serious about the build. I started building the engine mounts right here, front and back. That was the first thing I did, so I got the motor all mounted up. I was like, dang, this is getting closer. And the next challenge I had was getting a wheel to work with this. Because if you know, a dirt bike has a really thick chain, so I couldn't use like any ordinary sprocket. I had to use a dirt bike sprocket. So my little secret in the rear wheel is still a secret, but I got the sprocket mounted right there, and that was that. I had to modify the chain stays quite a bit right here because it has to have enough clearance for the chain to pass through. So once I got all those little things figured out, the bike was pretty much finished. It was in really rough shape. The paint was all burnt and like the welded areas, chipped everywhere. Just, it didn't have a look for it, you know? It had like mountain bike, little crusty knobby tires. But I had the bike running and it was ready to go. So after those test runs, I was like, man, I have to give this bike a sweet look. So first thing I did was get some thick slicks. I really love slick tires. I love the way they look. It just looks awesome. The next thing I did was painted the wheels black. The front wheel's all black, only because there's no brakes. I do want a disc brake wheel, so eventually I'll get that. The rear wheel, the black is just center and the sidewalls are bare, because I still have the cantilever brakes right there. I really need to change those. Like, those things are, whew, I don't know how they stop me, but they do, so thank you, little brakes. The next thing I did was painted the frame black. Well, not black, I stuck with the same color scheme, I just gave it some fresh coats. I really liked the color scheme it had, so yeah, just gave it a little freshen up, and that was about it. The only thing left is a seat. I'm not sure when I'll do that, but that's about it. The bike is all done, and it's a blast to ride. That was pretty good. Damn. All out of gas. I thought I just blew up the piston. I got one last fly. Woo! Yeah, man.